We are looking at a full export of the time-lapse video that was just uploaded. So this is a drawing that was made using Procreate. This is an app that I downloaded onto my iPad. I use a stylist. I did a lot of layers, kind of like a brain dump. So I'm doing all my site analysis. I've got kind of like my breezes, cool from the northwest, warm from the southeast. So my winter and summer sun path, vehicular circulation in the red going inbound, outbound on Charles Street. We've got some bicycle lanes in green, ped paths in purple. And then I added this program diagram based on all of this analysis, understanding that the main entry to the station is right here. I wanted to kind of keep this drop-off lane. I also added more decking on this. So you can see on this version, the plaza is really encompassed by vehicular traffic, and you get all these like slip lanes, and it makes it really unsafe for pedestrians. The other thing I did here was this is Oliver Street, which is not a through traffic street for vehicular traffic, but you can walk along it and it gets you, this is actually a sidewalk, so it connects. So in this version, I connected across with kind of a winter condition. And then the other thing I looked at was stormwater management, understanding that, the Jones Falls is kind of running at this diagonal from the northwest to the southeast and really, really steep right here. It comes down like 30 feet in some places. So wanting to capture some of that stormwater runoff at the edges of the site, first, because we're kind of, things are coming from the north, off of St. Paul Street, kind of this direction. So thinking most of that should be at the south and the southwest of the site. So I am going to scale this up. The context drawing was really good for initially, studying the site, but I really want to focus here in the middle. I've got this at 1 inch equals 150 feet. And I think for our purposes, I want to scale it up to about 1 inch equals 50 feet. So the inverse of 1/3 is 300% or 3 times, right? So you just flip that fraction. So I'm going to select all of this. I've got my legend locked because I don't want my legend to get scaled up at this point. I'm just going to change the numbers here. And I'm going to hit transform, scale. I've just right clicked on it. And then I want it to be uniform, and I'm going to scale it up 300% because that's 3 times. And that's a lot bigger. And that really does give me just this kind of front central plaza. It's almost too big in some ways, but I'm okay with that for now because I just want the front of the building. And I might make my artboard just a little bit bigger to accommodate this. So I'm going to do artboard options. I'm going to make this 18 by 24. Oops, pardon me, 24 wide by 18. And that'll give me a good drawing size. I've scaled up now. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to adjust these clipping masks accordingly. For the ones, let's see. So I can either make new clipping masks. That might actually be a lot easier. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to add this clipping mask here. I like to make it a good bright color, just so that I can see it. I want the shape to be kind of, let's see, I want it to be a 1 inch border at the top, and then, like 1 inch at the top and 2 inches at the bottom. So 15 by 22. And then that's about the right spot. And I'm just gonna make this into a clipping mask by I'm gonna release this clipping mask first. And then maybe what I'll do is delete the extra buildings that I don't need, and then I'll do some of this cleanup. What I'm gonna do next, so I'm gonna make this into a clipping mask by selecting everything and making a clipping mask. Oops, before I do that, copy this. Now we can make a clipping mask And then I'm going to do that for each of these subsequent layers. And I'll be back when that is all done.